Today on the channel, we take a trip across the pond with Chella Toys, Dynamite Kid, and Giant Haystacks.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here. Welcome back to the channel for another Chella Toys retro wrestling figure unboxing and review. And fresh out of the mailbox today, we've got the Dynamite Kid and we've got Giant Haystacks. Of course, Chella Toys, we've unboxed them before here on the channel, making retro style figures of past wrestling greats and current wrestling greats, of course. And also we got Zombie Sailor out there, Rush Collectibles, don't forget about Mattel. We've got Retro Overload right now, and something's got to give, and not all these places I don't think will all end up being successful and being around for the long haul, and we'll see. Finances are getting a little tighter, as we all know, with inflation at an all-time high. Making figures like this, a good value, but maybe not as good of a value to buy, similar to like a Mattel Elite, where you can get that around $25 when you got to pay $40 for a retro style figure. I can see some people saying the juice isn't worth the squeeze. But on the other side of the fence, a lot of longtime collectors that are in love with this old school Hasbro style, they're going to be all in on things like this. And of course, Dynamite Kid, one we never got back in the day. I mean, he wasn't really of the Hasbro generation, more of the LJN time frame, of course, for WWF. But Dynamite was one a lot of people were wanting, and we do have our second Dynamite Kid version from Chella Toys right here today. Of course, a repaint, if you will. We did unbox that one prior on the channel. Go back and look for that one if you want. But we're going to do this review, and like we do all the other reviews here on the channel, we're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's take a look at the card of the old Dynamite Kid. There it is, very Hasbro-esque. It does give me the feel of the Hasbro, so they do the job very well there, especially with the little glamour shot of the action and all that. What's it say? With the snap suplex, real megastar action. So you got the British Bulldog, not Davey Boy Smith, but Dynamite Kid, and this is solo run I keep wanting to call it British Bulldog, Dynamite Kid Tom Billington. This is solo career run. The last one we got was more British Bulldog flavor, of course, as you know. Different little packaging and changes here. Of course, he's got the mustache, so he must be evil Dynamite Kid. That's the only explanation for that mustache, I think. On the back, you got that cross-cell kind of whited out by the light there, but you do got the nice card down below, the Chella points, all that fun stuff. One wrestling point. Not sure exactly what we can do with those wrestling points, but a cool idea nonetheless. Dynamite Kid, Tom Billington, height 5'9", 225 pounds, origin, Wigan, Greater Manchester, England. Cold this time of year, a little bit cold. Oh, actually, it's been very warm across the world. The globe, so warm this time of year. A high flyer, a submission specialist, and a powerhouse, all in one. One of the most respected in-ring performers of all time. And then we got the collect 'em all up top. Dynamite Kid, Hayabusa, Greg Valentine, Luna Vachon, Gangrel, Tangaloa, Adabomb, Big Stevie Cool, and of course, Hollywood Nova. And then we got the snap suplex. Hold figure in position, articulate arms to hook your opponent in position. To activate, launch your opponent overhead. And I don't think it really has real action figures or features. I guess we'll dive into that here in a second. Not for anyone under 15 years old. So there it is, Dynamite Kid Tom Billington, limited edition. Would look great in an on-card collection, but not in the cards for me. So let's get him out of the package. Let's see what's up with the old Dynamite Kid here. Get him out of the pack. Ooh, he's actually sealed in pretty good. A pretty tight bubble, which we always respect a tight bubble. Respect the bubble. See you later, or don't. Give it the old see you later. But we got Dynamite out of the package. Very reminiscent of the last Dynamite, of course. Let's see here. Articulation-wise, you get the head side to side. Arms all the way around. Nothing on the legs. Nothing. Boy, my waist seems to be stuck. I thought there was waist articulation, but maybe not. Maybe it's glued shut. We'll see. I'll get that other Davey Boy out here in a second to compare. But it is much more single-style Dynamite Kid, of course. You got the red and blue, of course, the Union Jack there going on. The knee pads looking really good. White wrist tape. Blue trunks. Red tights. It's Dynamite all day long, and not a lot of people are familiar with Dynamite with his mustache, I think. And I always think of him with a lot shorter hair most of the time. When I think Dynamite, I think almost that buzz look that he had. I guess that was more Japan style. But Dynamite here with the mustache, very, very regal mustache here. Very nice, very good there. But I guess this is evil. Like I said, evil Dynamite Kid with this mustache. He does got the blade scars in the forehead, which I think is a very, very cool touch as well. But it's an interesting one, and obviously this one's probably not produced in the same numbers as the prior Dynamite Kid, because I can see a lot of people saying, I don't need 2, I'm just going to get 1. It's a way to get the most out of your molds, it's a way to get the most out of the name, and then get the hardcores to buy a second one, of course. But he does stand up perfectly there. We do got the other Dynamite here, and this one, the waist moves, so I don't know what's up with this one. Oh, I just had to break the paint a little bit. It had some paint or something, but I did get the waist to move. So there you go for those keeping track at home. But you can see these two, obviously the exact same figure, just almost like a reverse color scheme. I think I prefer the first one just with the colors better, and I like him clean shaven better. I'm a guy that loves facial hair, but for some reason this one does look a little bit better. Of course, the other Dynamite did come with a cape. Like a young Lando, you can transfer the cape over if you wanted to go back and forth for whatever reason. But I will leave it on that one. But it's a good Dynamite, like I said. Not going to be for everybody. Of course, you can even get the dog out there. You get the whole crew ready to go. Not going to be for everybody. A little bit more of a deep cut, of course, with this version of Dynamite. But still cool enough at the end of the day. And I understand these companies. Got to get the most out of their molds. And then a guy like Dynamite doesn't get a lot of figures. So there probably is some interest for an extra figure or 2 from him. I'm really looking forward to the Uncensored collection, the Mattel-style scale Dynamite. Can't wait for that. Can't wait for the Sabu. I hope those get here a little bit faster. But as we know, Chella's got their hands in all kinds of stuff. The Elite style scale, these of course, they're helping out Rush Collectibles with the molds, things like that, and then of course the Bone Cruncher style figures. What a time to be alive. That's all we can say about that. But now we turn our attention over to Giant Haystacks, one of the biggest big men in wrestling history, and one of the UK and Europe's favorite stars. And I guess him and Big Daddy had quite the feud. I've actually seen a couple of their matches. I would not say I'm an expert on British wrestling, but it seems like everybody over there really knows Giant Haystacks, and of course they know Big Daddy. Big Daddy will be coming eventually. I have not received that figure yet, but we will, and when we do get it, we will unbox it. We can square these two off. The Hogan and Warrior of their time, maybe. Who knows? Of course, I knew him first as Loch Ness in WCW. He came over to WCW for a while, was Loch Ness, if some of you guys remember that. There's old Giant Haystacks looking really good right there. It looks awesome. Packaging is very cool, very Chella reminiscent. Got the figure, got the action tack. What is the tack here? With Super Splash, real megastar action. Very cool. And he is a big figure, so we're going to have to compare him to some other big figures. There's the old back of the package on him. Of course, 1 Chella point. Count them up here. We got the same back here, except we have Big Daddy on the back. So good to see Big Daddy. Can't wait to see that one in hand. Giant Haystack Super Splash instructions. Hold the figure in position above your opponent while they are laying prone on the canvas. Splash Haystacks down onto your foe for victory, which you got to really use your imagination because these don't have the old Hasbro gimmicks to them like we're accustomed to. So it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, a little bit of throwback to the past, but I can see some people saying, I'm disappointed. I thought I was going to get some action. No, you got to create the action yourself, I guess. Giant Haystacks, 6'11", 685 pounds. Origin, Camberwell, London, England. Debuting in 1967, Giant Haystacks wrestled all over the world, including stints in Stu Hart's Stampede Wrestling and WCW. There you go, right there. All right, without further ado, let's get old Giant Haystacks out of the package. Bubble lifting up a little bit on this one. Not bad at all. But there it is, Giant Haystacks off to the races. See you later. There he goes. Now, this is an interesting one because we get soft goods. We get a soft goods vest with this Giant Haystacks. Now, I'm here for that kind of stuff. I love accessories with my Hasbro-style figures, so this is pretty cool, I would say. We're going to pull this off, and it does remove very easily. It is very good material, very thickish material on here. It's like a cow print, I guess we'd call it here. But nice fluff to it, nice inside. Very, very well done accessory. I got to give a call a spade a spade. This is a great accessory. Looks really, really good here, but I'm going to take it off for the review. Then we get Giant Haystacks. Let's see his accessories. No real movement on the head. You do get the arm movement. No body movement. So that's it. Basically, he's just getting his arms moved. That's all you're getting out of Giant Haystacks. So it is what it is there. That is a little intriguing. You do got a very big head on him. Long hair, black beard. Looks good. His blue outfit, jumpsuit going on. The red boots with the stars. White piping throughout. No paint issues, paint scratches, anything like that. Feels really good in hand. Feels heavy in hand, I guess. It feels bigger. He feels like a giant figure, of course. And you put him next to Dynamite, you can see that size difference. Huge size difference there between those two. I'm going to put the vest back on. He does come with a fisting hand. You guys know I love a good fisting hand. Oh, yes. And then he does have an open hand as well. The soft goods is really nice. I guess that makes up for maybe a little bit of the articulation. But these aren't Mattel Elites. These aren't Spider-Man style figures either. So you got to remember that. But we can't compare him to some other giant figures. I did grab Earthquake. So you can see Earthquake Hasbro against him. He towers over Earthquake. Much larger than Earthquake, of course. And then you had to get the biggest one. The big one. Oh, Yokozuna. Look at that. About the same as Yokozuna, but taller. And that makes sense for you scale aficionados. 6'11". He's taller than John Tenta Earthquake. He's taller than Yokozuna. So that does make sense. But you can have him and Yoko square off. Two absolute big men. They look good together. I tell you what, this Giant Haystacks is a sleeper. A lot of the American fans, of course, not super familiar with his work, his run. A lot more fans are familiar with Dynamite Kid from his WWF run back in the day. But boy, this is pretty cool, and I can't wait to get that Big Daddy figure. He's going to be another giant one, and I don't care what size scale figure we're talking about. I love the giant figures, so I'm all in on stuff like this. So this Giant Haystacks, I actually prefer this one over Dynamite, who I'm much more familiar with from the in-ring work and stuff. But this Haystacks is a sleeper one. I would pick this up if you have a chance to get it. Obviously, pre-orders are over, but there's probably some open stock floating around. There's probably some eBay action you could do if you really needed to. But not too shabby. I'm here for this. I'm in on all these Cellas in the retro game. I'd love to be a completionist, but with all these variants, things like that, and all these offshoot companies, it makes it extremely difficult, especially at the price point they are. But I will continue to pick and choose, grab guys I want. The BWO, I have them on pre-order, have to have the BWO. So there's a lot of good stuff coming from Chella. It just comes down to how many deals can you afford, how many figures can you afford in this current state of the economy, and we'll see. I guess that'll shake out as it shakes out. So let me know, though, in the comments your thoughts on these guys. What do you think about the British Bulldog Dynamite Kid? What do you think about Giant Haystacks? Easy pickups, easy pass. If you're from the UK, I'm sure you got some more to talk about Giant Haystacks. Quite the big individual over there in more ways than one, as I've been told. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on these. And, of course, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. And, of course, don't forget about the Patreon. Link in the description below, where you get videos like this much earlier than traditional YouTube. Bonus content, exclusive content, monthly giveaways, and best of all, you do support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Follow along over there on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter and Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Giant Haystacks and the Dynamite Kid, I am Kyle. I'll see you guys all real soon.